Game. Um, Congratulations to everyone who played my lineup last night. Every contest I entered it was a success. I was pissed off about the overtime in the Washington game because it cost me about $50. But um, and if, for example, if Beal would have took those last two foul shots instead of Markeith Morris, I would have not placed in my 10-time contest, and it would have cost me over $100 that game went into overtime. But it's the NBA and it's sports, so when you bet, you gotta expect things like that. I've been doing this for about a week so far, and I said the only time that I lose is a lineup lock error, or the water on the court, or DeRozan giving you 19 points. But last night everything went as planned. There was no surprises, and on nights like those, I'm normally successful. I'm on here to help you guys be successful. So I'm gonna get into tonight's slate without further ado. And I just want to give a little advice. These sites like Roto Grinders that get people that go on and make this thing seem so complicated and oh, who do I pick? It's not that complicated, man. It's very simple. Yes, if you're trying to win a tournament, that's complicated. Okay, there's 100,000 people entering and you're trying to be number one, yeah, you're gonna need some real luck for that. And I don't try to win tournaments. It's mostly sharks. Like tonight, another shark won. His 86 lineup or something like that one. He put it into a computer and it generates for him. But um, for the people that just want to place on a nightly basis, my videos are for you. I'm gonna simplify the game for you. I'm gonna direct you to players who, even if they don't do too well, you should still win. And if you look at my lineups, a lot of times there's two players who really don't do too well, and I still win because if you have a six times value mentality, you're gonna put yourself around 300 at the end of the night. Um, it's ironic that I haven't exceeded 300 since I've been making the videos because I do quite a bit, but um, six times value, players with safe floors. All right. I guess you could say my lineups are more cash lineups at this point. I came to terms with that. But I need players with safe floors, good upside that will get me into the money line. That's my drive. That's my goal. So let's get into tonight's lineup. This first game, Orlando versus Cleveland. Um, I was looking at a video online, and shout out to Gundacker, Gundacker. Like, follow, subscribe. Um, he does nightly videos at around this same time. He does his live, very informative. I do listen in. Well, I used to, but now that I'm doing videos the same time at night before I go to sleep, I don't get to. But he's helped me with my transition into becoming a decent fantasy player. Shout out to Cam ATL, CAM ATL. Love that guy. His personality and his charisma, and he just got it, man. He got it. I like to listen to his live shows. A lot of time we kind of, a lot of times I don't agree with his picks. Some nights he'll score higher than me. I'm not into competing with him. I think he's good at what he does. I like his format. So those are two people that I like to shout out. And let's look at the over under for this game because I believe somewhere it had the Cavs not winning tomorrow in Vegas, which is weird because it's the Magics who just got blown out on a back to back. So I'm thinking that Vegas knows. Yeah, they have Orlando. It's opening with Orlando as favorite with the total of 203. Vucevic is questionable. It's more to it. Something's fishy there, okay? Be very careful with that, guys. But if everything is as planned and LeBron James play, he's an automatic lock for me. I'm going to start on the Cleveland side of the ball. Point guard Kyrie Irving is in play any given night for his price. If you're shooting for six times, you're expecting mid 50s, 53, 54. I have a big problem with that because I know he can give me 70 and he does give 50 sometimes, but his floor tends to be in the 30s and he's pretty consistent in the 40s. And for that price, I'm just not going to shoot for that against Orlando tomorrow. Now, if LeBron James sits, Kyrie is in play automatically and vice versa. I'm not gonna play his backups. Um, Kyle Korver, they have is questionable. He's experiencing some soreness in his left foot, and he would not play yesterday, which was Thursday. And he's questionable for tomorrow. Either way, I wouldn't play Kyle Korver. He's a person that will give you 30 something, and then he'll give you seven. You don't want that unless you're trying to win a tournament and you're just rolling a dice. But um, if you want to be safe, you want to leave that alone. J.R. Smith just came back from an injury. Something tells me J.R. Smith for 3,500 tomorrow is a little bit a sleeper. And I think he can be volatile at times, and I think he'll go off. But you know me, if I'm gonna play a player, I'm looking for consistency, recent success. All right. Now, if he end up going off and I don't win, I'm all right. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna place, but I'm just not gonna risk that. Iman Shumpert, especially with J.R. Smith back, I'm not doing that. LeBron James, I'm gonna take over into the box. He's one of my favorite plays for tomorrow. The Cavs are on a two-game losing streak. They're in jeopardy of losing the first place. It does help that Boston lost, so they have some room to kind of chill. But when LeBron plays, man, his floor is pretty safe and high lately. In the last 10 games, he's averaging almost six times value for his price. So for you to be averaging that, it's pretty awesome. And then when he doesn't hit it, yeah, he might get you a 46 and a 27, but I think 50s is his floor for tomorrow, and I could see him triple doubling again and getting into the 60s or even 70s. It's that time of year when LeBron starts to clamp down on a two-game losing streak. I think he's upset. I think he wants to play ball, and I like LeBron a lot tomorrow against a team that just played today. Um, as far as the center spot, Tristan Thompson is always worth consideration. I played him the last game, and I was not happy about it. Vucevic may be out tomorrow. It's a good chance of it. Biombo is a pretty good force down there. He's like full of energy and jumping on people and blocking stuff. And he makes it difficult for big men. So I am going to stay away from Tristan Thompson. On the Orlando side of the ball, nonetheless, we know Vucevic. Um, it was a game time decision, but then they ruled him out because of this Achilles. Um, Biombo. If you listen to my videos, you know that I like to say that when guys are gonna start for like the first time in a while, like Tobias did the other day, or if a guy gets signed and he's assuming a significant role on like a 10-day contract, or a guy's in any position where he doesn't normally play, you want to play him initially if he's gonna get a lot of minutes because teams when they prepare to play each other, they watch a lot of film and they scout the other team. But when these guys come out of nowhere and they're gonna play big minutes, there's no scouting report, and it's gonna allow them to have big games, right? Bismack Biyombo had a couple big games when he was starting because teams didn't know the approach. Um, and you've seen a steady decline. He went from 38 points in Washington to 30 against New York, 14 against Chicago. And tonight, let's see how Bismack did. I don't think Bismack is someone I'm going to get to. I really don't want to waste too much time on him, but a lot of people do play him. His ownerships are high, so I'll spend a couple minutes. I'll break down why I do not like Bismack Biyombo tomorrow. Um, so he had 7 points and 10 rebounds. So 10, 17, 18, 19 and a half, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 points tonight. And he is 5,400. Don't do it to yourself, guys. Leave him alone. And that's it for that game. Moving on to the New Orleans game, let's check out for injuries. Marvin Williams been on the boards, man. That guy, he's starting to show some consistency, which is what I like when I look for players. The reason I didn't play him last night because of this 16-point game, it scared me. And you know he could put up 39, and to put up 16, it's like wow. But he's been consistent around the 30s, which is what we want from him. And for 5,600, the only thing is he's going up against AD and DeMarcus Cousins tomorrow on a back-to-back. I'm not gonna play Marvin Williams. All right, but he is probably gonna be high owned. People like to play him. Kemba Walker is an interesting play for tomorrow. I'm actually gonna put him over in the queue. The reason I like Kemba Walker tomorrow is because he's at home. He's in a very good matchup against the Drew Holiday New Orleans Pelican. Now Drew Holiday is no Schroeder. He plays a little bit of defense, but not enough to hold back on Kemba Walker. All right, he needs about 48 to hit value, um, and we see him doing that consistently, over 70, 80% in the last 10 games. So he's someone worth consideration. Same could be said about Batum. Um, he started having a good game today, then he kind of hit a plateau. I'm not gonna play Batum for reasons like I need 40s for him to satisfy me, and that's his upside at the best. I did see a 50 game, which I think is fake against the Clippers. 31 points, Batum. The thing about Batum, he fills up the stat sheet, and yes, he'll get you 30s consistently, but he just doesn't have that upside. And for 7K, I like a player that's almost guaranteed. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave him alone. Michael Kidd Gilchrist can be up and down. He's not worth consideration tomorrow. Frank Kaminsky is out. This Christian Wood guy's been getting minutes. At least I know he got quite a bit today. He did okay, but I'll stay away from it. And Cody Zeller again, he's going up against DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis. You want to stay away from that. On the New Orleans side of the ball, Drew Holiday is not consistent like I want. I'm getting 21 points for a guy that's 7K. That's half of value. I'm not interested in that. This Jordan Crawford kid hit value 2 days in a row. I think the scouting report is starting to come out on him. The first game he had 30, then he had 18. I just don't see him being a significant factor coming off of the bench, and I don't really like rostering bench players, so I'm going to leave him alone. Hollis Thompson, Dante Cunningham is not worth are not worth considerations. I'm not going to go into it. DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis against a team who doesn't have any centers are both good options. Now, out of the two, I like DeMarcus Cousins more because he's more of the center, and Anthony Davis is the power forward. I am active in a lot of YouTube chats, and more people seem to like Anthony Davis over DeMarcus Cousins. Let's look at the last 4 games: 30, 40, 54, 47, right? 30, DeMarcus Cousins had it. 40, AD had it. But then 2 50-point games, AD, DeMarcus Cousins beat him out to it. I think DeMarcus Cousins going to get more rebounds. Um, I think he's liable to score points. He'll get assists. He'll get blocks. Um, I like him over Cousins. He's worth consideration tomorrow. I'll put him in the queue. Um, Anthony Davis, I'm not gonna consider. Anthony Davis could go to the bench, blow his nose, and end up with a nosebleed, miss the rest of the season. Seriously, I'm not messing with Anthony Davis. Leave him alone. And that's that slate. Minnesota versus Milwaukee. Believe it or not, I do like Snell again. A mistake that I've been making is when guys playing well and they have an off game, I tend to back off of them. Snell should have a bounce back game tomorrow. Um, as far as injuries in that game, let's see who's out. Beasley and Teletovic is out. Let's see exactly what's going on. I'm going to start with Milwaukee on this discussion. Beasley is knee. He will miss at least another 2 weeks, and Teletovic issue is hamstring. Neither one of them are worth consideration anyway. Terrence Jones was the super chalk who did nothing. I love when they hype these. Man, who the heck wants to play a Terrence Jones? Yeah, if Anthony Davis sit and you pay for the New Orleans Pelicans without DeMarcus Cousins there yet, and you're starting, and teams don't know how to scout you, you should have a big game. But he's not a good player, man. I watched Terrence Jones since Houston last year. The guy sucks. And it could just be my opinion. Some people like him. Good for you. I'm not playing him. And Tetakumpo is always in play, but for 10K, I need 60. He's been coming into form and he's been playing well, but I'm just not excited about it. I don't really play him. If you follow my videos, you haven't seen me pick him yet. He's just not one of those guys that I look to on a night to night basis. I don't know. I'm biased or whatever it is. I don't like him. Tony Snell, I'm gonna put over in the queue. I did say that he's been doing okay. He got about 18 tonight, which is about a little less than 5 time value, and I still cash. So he's one of those persons that's so cheap that they'll carry a lineup when you have solid players around them, and he's just a good filler. So I'm gonna put him in. I think I'll get better fillers from the Golden State game because of Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala. Um, who else is sitting? Everybody, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson are all sitting tomorrow. So there's a couple people in Golden State that I really like, and when I get to that game, we can get into it some more. Middleton, I'm gonna leave alone now, man. The thing is with Middleton is I don't think his upside is real. He had a 45-point game, and I think that's fake. And then he needs to be about 40 to make value, and that's like his ceiling. And then he can really bottom you out into the 20s and teens. He's a person that I say like he has a bad game, and I don't play him, but I'm just not on the Middleton train. I'm not into that tomorrow. Power forward we spoke about. Center Greg Monroe always in play. It's just that we don't know when he gets volatile. And again, Greg Monroe can have a good game. It wouldn't ruin me winning money. It's not worth the risk, man. You're paying 6K for a guy who get you 13 fantasy points like he did against Philly. It's just not worth it. All right, so I'm gonna stay away from him. But on any given night, if you pick him on the right night, you can do well. On the Minnesota side of the ball, Ricky Rubio, starting to think he's matchup proof at this point, man. This guy is amazing. He's putting up 40s every night, double digits rebounds. He's like he's looking like Jason Kidd out there, to be honest. He's almost flirting with triple doubles every night. Let's see what his line was for tonight. They did beat Golden State. And Golden State got problems. I don't like the whole Kevin Durant addition, man. I love Oklahoma. That's my favorite team outside of the New York teams. I'm a Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks guy. Outside of that, my next favorite team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They went to the finals a couple years ago. They were one game away last year from going. They had chemistry. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna leave to go to Golden State, and then Golden State messed up because they gave up defensive players in Harrison Barnes, big men and Bogut. They have chemistry. They already won. They have a core. They had it all, and they broke that up for one guy, and now the guy is hurt, and he chokes in the clutch. He'll do good all season, but then when you look at like big games when LeBron's in town or whatever, he chokes. When you look at playoff game when it's time to win, he chokes. So I like Kevin Durant. I have a Kevin Durant jersey from Oklahoma because I like Oklahoma, but I just don't think that decision in Golden State was wise. But let's look at Rubio's line for today. I got a little sidetrack on a Kevin Durant rant. Kevin Durant rant. Um, 17 points, 13 assists, 4 rebounds, a steal, and to me that's like not his best, right? So rather than trying to calculate how much fantasy point is, I'm just gonna go to the app and see how much it is, and I think 44. When a guy is 7K, I need 40 from him, 40 to 42. Um, Milwaukee, I don't care who he plays, man. The guy, even though he's on a back to back, let's see. The last back to back he played was against Dallas. He had 46, and he came to Houston and put up 35, both double digits in points and assists. So I don't think the rebounds are going to be there for him tomorrow, but he doesn't need them as he's shown today. He still hit value without getting rebounds, and if he does get them and he triple doubles, it's just better. So I'm going to put him over in the queue as well. Ricky Rubio is in play until he's over $7,500. Shabazz Muhammad, I considered in my other lineup, but with the Golden State value plays opening up, I would leave him alone. Andrew Wiggins is going through something right now. He's not showing me the consistency that I need to see. And not Jabari Parker, but Chris Middleton tends to play a little bit of defense. So I'll stay away from Andrew Wiggins. I don't think he'll get you what you want tomorrow. Gorgie Jang is starting to become a lot of people's favorite pick. Let's look at his line from today. I'm not chasing that chalk, by the way. I like him in certain situations. Just tomorrow is not a gorgy jank. So 12 and so today he put up 4 and 5 is 9, 21 points. If he give me that tomorrow, I'll be pissed off. Um, the last time he played Milwaukee, he played 34 minutes and he only gave me 23 points, which is what I'm saying. He's just not someone that shows me enough consistency. Carl Anthony Towns is consistent as it gets. He'll give you a 40-point floor, and we need 60 for 6 times value at a price of 10K. I'm going to leave him alone on a back to back, coming off of back to back and traveling to Milwaukee. It's just a lot going on for him. So that's that slate. Toronto versus Miami. As far as injuries, everyone seems to be healthy. We could start with the Toronto side of the ball. Corey Joseph, I will not play today. I'm going to stay away from him. I don't think he'll do well. The matchup is not there. Those I'm going to stay away from. I'm going to stay away from everybody. I'll probably stay away from this whole game. In 36 minutes, DeRozan scored 43 points against Miami. It's not going to do it tomorrow. Dion Waiters is not the best defender, but DeMar DeRozan is not the best. See, the thing with shooting guards you got to understand is their job is to shoot, right? And when their shots are on, they'll get you a lot of points. When their shots are off, they won't. That's what we can see from Klay Thompson, Bradley Beal, DeMar DeRozan. Um, that's why most nights I go cheap with shooting guards unless I have a good feeling about them. And DeRozan, tonight I had a good feeling about him. I felt like he was going to do good and he did well. But tomorrow, no. PJ Tucker just doesn't have the upside. Norman Powell comes off the bench. Serge Ibaka in 3 games against Miami averaged 34 minutes and 33 Draftkings points. So he's good for a point per minute. He's only 6K, which is reasonably priced. I think he'll get you mid 30s, 5 to 6 times value, but he's not someone I'm excited about. Valanciunas, on the other hand, has been emerging as of late, and we know that the Miami Heat gives up quite a few points to centers. In 27 minutes, he put up 23 points in the last game out. Let's see how he did tonight. He's also coming off of a back to back. That's why I'm staying away from Toronto players tonight as well, because guys be tired. We see it. They're tired. They're guys are exhausted. They play for a basketball game and then have to go to wake up for shoot around, and then it's just too much. Especially when they're traveling, it's just way too much. Um, so he played 30 minutes. He did have a double double. 15 and 11 is 26. 27 and 8, 30. He's using the mid 30s today, and I think you know against Miami, Whiteside, he only took 2 shots in the last game, and now he's taking 13 shots. Today he took 12 shots. So I think if he increases shooting and he gets rebounds, which I think are there, he had 11 rebounds the last game he played Miami. I think he's worth consideration. I'll pull him over. And that's it. On the Miami side of the ball, I don't think I'm playing anyone there either. Dragic is always in play. The matchup um, is okay. He needs 40s. I think Joseph plays better defense than Kyle Lowry, but not gonna mess with Dragic tomorrow. Dion Waiters is everybody's favorite again. Um, Matched up against DeRozan might not be the worst matchup, but um, coming back from that injury, he scored 43 and then 38. Those 2 games make him chalk. He's at home. I'm sure he's gonna be good. The matchup is there. It's just that so much of these guys, like Josh Richardson needs minutes. Tyler Johnson needs minutes. Wayne Ellington needs minutes. Rodney Gruder is getting the rotation. To need mid to upper 30s from Dion Wade, it's achievable. I'm gonna pull him over. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna stick with him, but I'm not gonna count him out. And if you're thinking to play him and you have a good feeling about him, I don't think he'll lose your lineup. And he's proven that he can win you a lineup as well. So he is someone definitely worth some consideration for tomorrow. James Johnson, same exact story as Dion Waiters, man. Same price about. He's a little under 6K. He needs mid 30s. He's around 30, mid 20s, sometime in the 40s. I'm just not excited about it. Hassan Whiteside against Toronto. Last time he played 37 minutes, he put up 51 and a half points. He's sub 8K, which means he's 7.8. So 7.42. He means mid 40s to hit value for me. And most nights he's around like 41, 34, 39, 40, 43, 47, 47. And he's getting upper 30s for minutes. He already showed out against them. Toronto is coming off of a back-to-back traveling down to Miami. Their legs are not under them. I can consider some Whiteside tomorrow. I think it's a good consideration. All right. Um, Initially I love Nurkic, but as I started looking at some articles online and in a couple chats so far, everyone is on him. It's just hard to ignore a guy, but I'll wait till I get to him to discuss him. That's that slate. Golden State versus San Antonio. Yes. Oh man, everybody, the entire starting lineup is sitting tomorrow for Golden State, right? So let's take a look. Point guard, Sean Livingston becomes interesting. Let's see if I can find a game that he played 20 something minutes. He's about a point per minute, I would say, right? Point guard against San Antonio do well, right? Um, and then he has that little jump shot that he takes from the mid range, like around like he has like this mid range jump shot that he can't miss. And he kind of showcased it in the finals as well. Oh man, it's hard to pick people from this game, man. There's so much value. Eaton Clark for the minimum, starting probably. One person that I really do like is Matt Barnes. For the minimal, I think they look for him for a lot of points. At best, he can get you mid 20s. At worst, I think he'll hit value for you tomorrow. I don't think his upside is there against San Antonio. When he was in Sacramento and they needed him at forward, teams like San Antonio were the teams that he struggled against. San Antonio with Gasol and Aldridge. Um, if they play him at the three, yes, I like him. Let's see who will be the four. So they have David West, um, Looney, and those guys. All right, Zaza and McGee. So I guess he'll play the three, and there's no Kawhi Leonard to stop him. And from the look of the rest of the team that's going to be playing, he's probably the number one scoring option. David West is very interesting as well. It's just that he's older, and I don't think Steve Kerr is going to give him as many minutes that he'll need to hit value. So I'll be careful with David West. But Matt Barnes, I want to try to get in my lineup. It says he's in a bad matchup because Kawhi Leonard is normally the starter, but Kawhi Leonard is out with the concussion protocol. So I would take out. It has to be Dion Waiters because he's a forward, and I don't have any other choice. So I'll take out Dion Waiters, put Matt Barnes in, and strongly consider that. On the San Antonio side of the ball, Kawhi Leonard and Tony Parker. If Tony Parker is questionable and the Warriors are saying that they're going to rest their players tomorrow, I think Tony Parker will not play, and that makes Patty Mills interesting for 4K against a second string squad. I think he'll do well. He played 17 minutes against San Antonio and put up almost double that in fantasy points. They can get cute and say that they're going to start Murray, but I still would like. I go with the experience, and Patty Mills is more experienced. I'm not rostering a rookie over a veteran where they're gonna play the same amount of minutes. Um, I'm not gonna pull him over yet because I don't know what Pop's thinking for tomorrow. I don't have a guard spot that I love him in either, so I'm gonna hold off with the Patty Mills. But he's a good person to consider tomorrow. Damn, Ginobili was in my other lineup that I made in the other video. They'll look for him for a lot of scoring, and he's coming off of some rest as well. They're not going to start Ginobili, but I think he'll be relied upon. But LaMarcus Aldridge is in play, man. I know McGee is kind of like a force down low, but McGee will be holding more like Pau Gasol, and there's no one to stop Aldridge. His price is what he does with Kawhi. Without Kawhi, his usage is going to increase. He's going to take more shots. They'll call on him some more. I think you definitely need to have Aldridge in. Now, the next thing to consider is that Popovich might feel like, hey, it's going to be a coach versus coach game, and I'm going to rest my players too. Why should I risk my players getting hurt and tired when you're giving me your entire bench? I'm going to give you my entire bench. So for that reason, I'm a little bit afraid of LaMarcus Aldridge right now. But as news break tomorrow, I'll have a better feeling on how I feel about him and if I want to roster him or not. Pau Gasol, same story as LaMarcus Aldridge, and Pau Gasol is older than LaMarcus Aldridge. He needs rest when possible. He could be someone. He's coming from a fractured bone. He could be someone that's rested tomorrow. So that's how I feel about that game. Atlanta, Memphis. Parsons is questionable. He's not someone that I would consider anyway. I will be careful with Schroeder against Conley tomorrow. As of right now, Schroeder will need 36 points to hit value. He's been doing that consistently. 30s, low to mid 30s. Hasn't played Memphis this year. Uh, I just don't like Schroeder tomorrow. I don't like Schroeder, especially when I don't have guard. I wouldn't take out Rubio for Schroeder around the same price. And Kemba Walker, you know, I'll play Shooter over Walker. I don't think I could get to Walker tomorrow. He's just too expensive. He needs 48. He's in the 40s consistently. And it is a back to back, but he didn't play a lot of minutes. I'm not taking out Walker right now. Nope. I'm going to ride this one out. I'm going to leave Shooter alone. I don't think the matchup is ideal. I don't think he'll do well tomorrow. Tim Hardaway is proving that he is consistent. Let's see what he did today. 20 points, 6 assists, so it's 29, 30, 31. And for about 35, 36 fantasy points today. So he did hit value. Um, it's just, although teams have been taking it to Memphis, I just don't like their matchup tomorrow. I think that they're in a tough place, and they've been losing. They've had a couple of days off to kind of redeem themselves. I don't think that they're gonna um, be an easy takedown tomorrow. And Atlanta is not a team to play um, to take teams down. I know the Nets beat them, but the Nets kind of get a little hungry sometimes, especially with Lynn back. The Nets show a little bit of fight. Atlanta sometimes rely. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't feel it. I can't verbalize it. I don't know. I'm trying to find an excuse for it, but I will leave Atlanta alone tomorrow. Bazemore, Cephalosha are always Bazemore. Not so much. Cephalosha is pretty steady. In the last 10, he's averaging 24 fantasy points. Last time out, he gave you 29. He's only 4K. Tonight, he gave us 4 plus 5, 9, 10, 11 and a half, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. He gave us some teens today, right? So I'll play at your own risk. I don't hate it. Millsap, I was watching the game. They say he has like the first time in his career with 4 consecutive 20-point game. He's exactly 7K. Against Memphis, I would be careful. Big seems to struggle. Same could be said about Dwight Howard, but as of late, teams have been taking it to Memphis. Dwight Howard for 6K is always a good play. I played him today. Was it today or yesterday? I played Dwight Howard today, and he gave me mid 30s, and they wanted 7,400. The price dropped significantly because it's Memphis. I looked up and saw 6K. I'm like, wow, for Dwight Howard, 6K is worth it, man. I don't care who it's against. Dwight Howard's a vet in this league. He's showing that he's coming into form. He's cheap. He's almost. Oh man, let me see who my centers are. Valanciunas and Hassan White. So I'm gonna take out Valanciunas. I'm gonna throw Dwight Howard. I like Dwight Howard for that price, no matter what the matchup is. All right, don't get caught up with matchups, man. If they're gonna drop the price on a player that's a good player who's getting lobs, rebounds, it is a back to back. I'm gonna put. I'm not even gonna put Valanciunas. I'm gonna leave it blank, and I'm gonna put Whiteside in the center because I'm not playing Valanciunas. It's just not consistent enough for him. He was worth the consideration, but I'm not playing him. On the Memphis side now, today I was really big about Corey Joseph, and I'm not big about Conley, and it may have you questioning me like Schroeder's the worst defender in the NBA. Why wouldn't you want to play Conley but play Corey Joseph? And it's a valid question. The answer is Corey Joseph was 5K. Conley is 8K, which means he needs 48 points to hit value, almost 50. And because of the matchup, they inflated his price to 7,900 from 7,400. Okay, the last game he put up 23 points, and 48 would be like his ceiling if he hits it. I'm not saying he can't, he probably will, but for that type of money with the values that can open up with all these people not playing on the weekend tomorrow, it's just hard to get to Mike Conley, and I'm not going to be rostering him. So that's my rationale for that. Tony Allen is in a good spot. He does show flashes of some 30s, but he's not consistent enough for me. In his last four, he put up 19, 13, 22, and 11. That's just not enough for me to consider you. Vince Carter, same thing. 11, 7, and 18 for the last three. No consistency. Zach Randolph has been showing a little bit of consistency. He had 36 the last game, then 22, 17, then a 43, 37, 37. So he had like a good run, and then, but man, I watch Memphis games on League Pass, and the way that Randolph plays, it just doesn't look like he's gonna score a lot. And then when I look down at the stats, I'm like, oh, he does have points. And I guess let's see, he does the peripheral stuff, but to watch him is so painful, and I just don't want to. I don't. It's not somebody that I roster on a regular basis unless it's an obvious reason. If he starts for that price, I'll roster him, but not tomorrow. And Mark Gasol, I'm gonna leave alone as well. He's needs mid 40s. In the last four games, he only did it once, and the matchup is not ideal. Dwight Howard to put a body on him. Not really too intrigued by this game. Um, Dallas versus Phoenix. Dallas is coming off of a back to back. Noel, let's see what's his situation. He would not play with sore left knee, so we don't know if he's gonna play. I chased that Nowitzki thing tonight, and I regretted it. The difference is he was not chasing a milestone tonight, and it's the Nets. The Nets almost beat them. They pulled away in the fourth, but the Nets almost beat them today. Against Phoenix, that's a good matchup for Nowitzki. But it's a back to back for a guy that's almost 40 years old. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm a strong believer that these guys need rest, and that's how I feel. Yogi Ferrell, on any given night, I wonder how he did against the Nets, because that says a lot, right? And is it me or the Nets against point guards seems to be a little different now that Jeremy Lin is back? They're still giving up a lot of points, but it just seems a little bit different, the whole dynamics. Um, Yogi Ferrell in a very good matchup today gave us 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, about 25 fantasy points. And he has been in the mid 20s, almost touching 30s. He can dip you down into the teens. There's no upside with him. I'm just not that interested in Yogi Ferrell. And he will be losing minutes to JJ Barea. I think JJ Barea is going to be the starting point guard if they make the playoffs. Seth Curry, it's a very good matchup, but he's like 7K because of the matchup. And for me to need 40 and up from Seth Curry, he hasn't even done that. He's had some real good games in the mid 30s, but he hasn't even hit 40. So why would I expect that from him? The ceiling is not there. Wesley Matthews still dealing with some hip stuff. He didn't even take advantage of the Nets today. He had about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19, 20, mid 20s to upper 20s. He's 1 for 6 from the 3-point line, so his shot's still off. I need to see some consistency first. The matchup is there though, man. Any team against Phoenix, you want to stack up on that. That's a good stat game, but tomorrow I think it's a trap, and I'm not gonna do it. Dirk, we spoke about, right? And Noel just depends on the news. On the Phoenix side of the ball, initially I liked Devin Booker a lot. Um, I think Bledsoe sits tomorrow. I know that was the big thing the last time, and I'm not gonna even let it get to me. I'm staying away from this game altogether. But just to let you know, I like Bledsoe if he does play. If he sits, I do not like Ulyss even if Bledsoe sits. You know what I mean? If Bledsoe do sit, I love Devin Booker, and that'll be the favorite play of the night for me in this game. His usage go up when Booker is not, when Bledsoe is not on the floor, and even when Bledsoe's on the floor, he's averaging in the last 10 mid 30s, just about 30. So that's expected to go up into the 40s minus Bledsoe. We know that Booker can play the point guard as well. He can distribute the ball, he can score, and he doesn't play really good defense, but no Bledsoe, I like Booker. TJ Warren, we know is steady. He'll get you steady numbers consistently. Had a good game, 44 against the Lakers. Dallas is no Lakers, all right? Their small forward is Harrison Barnes, which was a defensive force for the Warriors that really helped them win championships. I wouldn't really depend on TJ Warren tomorrow. I think he'll have a hard time. Marquise Chris, I never like to play. The guy is a rookie and out there, he look like he's in the playground. He just doesn't seem like an NBA player as of yet. And he hasn't shown me any consistency either. Allen Williams, I think he'll get good numbers. I think he'll double double, but I need 39, 40 points to hit value against a Dallas team who does good against bigs. I'm not too excited about it, but I think he's pretty safe for that price. I don't think he'll lose you any money, but I don't think he'll give me the upside that I want. Portland Bay Blazers versus Washington. Evan Turner is the only one out in that game. I love John Wall tomorrow. He's just too expensive for this lineup sake. But against Portland, I think the matchup is ideal. And I did have him in my other lineup that I posted on YouTube. Remember, I'm going to be posting two lineups. One that I speak out loud and analyze the games, and another one from just me in the middle of the night waiting for the games to be done, playing around and coming up with solid, good lineups. So right now, Jennings on a back-to-back is not bad on a good matchup. I really like Jennings tomorrow just because this game went into overtime today in Washington and they might not want to run um, John Wall as much. The thing is, if Portland pulls out to an early lead, then they're going to rely more on their starters. And let's see what Jennings did today. Brandon Jennings today. I didn't see him that much when I was watching the game, and they may just be giving him some rest because they're going to use him more so tomorrow. I won't be surprised if they sit players tomorrow and Jennings, even if he doesn't start, I think I like Jennings. I'm gonna say he had 13 minutes. He was 0 for 5 from the floor, and that's the thing with Jennings, man. He had 6 assists, and we know that he will get you assists. He did it in New York. It's when he scores that it matters. So 9 points in 13 minutes just shows how volatile he can be. But I think tomorrow he's in a good spot, and he kind of caught my interest briefly. Bradley Beal, again, yes, I would play him for 75, which is what, 42, 47. Nah, I wouldn't play. I wouldn't expect 47 and put my money hoping for 47. I know he can do it. He's been shooting very well, but back to back traveling into Portland just worries me. I said the same thing when they went from Phoenix, I think, to Denver, and they're traveling and they're tired, and then he went out to Denver. Was it Denver? Not Denver. Sacramento, and he had a monster game tonight. He's one of the top scorers on the slate, so don't count Bradley Beal out. It's just me for my own comfort and anxiety. I'm not gonna throw him in my lineup. Otto Porter has not been too consistent lately. Markeith Morris, I can't wait for him to get back to where he was, man, because that was one of my favorite plays on every night. He's just not doing too well right now, and I'm not gonna play him until I see some consistency from him. Jason Smith. Now, he did make the rotation today. When that guy plays, man, if I can be certain that he's gonna be in the rotation, Jason Smith, I would almost 100% put him in. I love his game. You know, I'm from New York. Today, Jason Smith gave us 9 points, a steal in the block, so that's 13, 14. I say low to mid 20s, right? And he's the minimum, the bare minimum. He's been playing. He played 23 minutes on the seventh. Um, he didn't play on the eighth at all. And then today he played um 24 minutes. So his minutes are not guaranteed. He's not guaranteed to make the rotation. I'd be careful. Mahinmi, we know will get us in the teens, maybe the low 20s. If he starts, he'll get you into the 40s. Today he played 22 minutes and he got 9, 19. He was in the 20s today, mid 20s. So Mahinmi is starting to come to form, man. It's just that the matchup is not there. Nurkic is serious, guys. Nurkic is serious. All right, he's just becoming chalk because of his performance, and I don't know if I want to chase that. I think I do though. I think not having Nurkic in my lineup tomorrow, I might regret it. I saw when they played Oklahoma how they used them, and then just watching how they use him. It's almost like Jokic. They're using him like Denver uses Jokic right now. Does he have the skill sets like Jokic? I wouldn't say no. I think he's okay. I think Jokic's a little better than him, but I think he could carry a team. And I think for 6,700, doing if you put up 80 something points and they price you at 6,700, it's hard, man. It's hard for me not to play you. Damian Lillard is going up against a team that's tired. We need 50 from him plus. I'm not gonna bank that Lillard gives me that. I'm just not interested in that. I need 40 from McCollum, and again, I'm just not interested. I don't really like playing Portland players unless it's a two-game slate and I have to, man. They're very unpredictable. They have so many people that can go off. Alan Crabb went off the other day and crushed value, and now he's chalk and his price is up. Just not with it. Harkless seems to be pretty stable in the mid 20s, low 30s, but that's not what I want for value. I want someone with upside, and he's not going to provide it for me. Aminu is another one. He's steadily around 30. And the last game, he played 38 minutes against Philly and gave me 14 points. I don't think that'll sustain. I think he'll be back into the mid 20s, low 30s, but I'm not going to bet on it. Miles Leonard, just up and down. And that's it for that slate. Um, Finally, Denver versus Sacramento. I don't like to play Jokic. He can have good nights, but they have him priced like they have um, like elite 10K. He's a player that will get you 50s and 40s, maybe even 60, but I wouldn't bank on it. And Sacramento is not an easy matchup for Jokic tomorrow. Okay, let's look at injuries in there. Tyreek Evans was out today for rest. He should be back tomorrow. Um, yeah, with Carly Stein and Kufos or whatever, I see Biggs having a hard time down there. Gortat really couldn't do much today. They tried Mahinmi, he couldn't do much. Jason Smith did all right, but whatever. I'm not excited about. Um, I just drew a blank. Sorry. Um, Nurkic is a go. We talking about the Denver game. That's where I lost myself. I'm just not too excited about Jokic. People like him. He can be a good play. He can win you money. He's just expensive. And, I'm good. I'm good off Jokic. No point guards on the Nuggets for me. Jameer Nelson, Jamal Murray, I'm good. Emmanuel Moody, I'm good. Gary Harris, it's pretty constant around the 30s. He's someone that if you have a strong lineup and you just want someone that you know won't get you 10 points, you're good for 25. His floor is pretty safe. His upside is okay too for 4.9, but I just can't get to him tomorrow. Uh, it's a good play. I recommend him. All right, Wilson, Chandler, and Gallinari's back. I wouldn't play either one of those. They're both good plays, but they're just risky. And that's about it on that side. On the Sacramento side, I love Kufos again, man. Love Kufos, but I'm gonna hold off on Kufos for tonight. They still have him under 4K. I'm gonna do some playing around. I'm down 7,000. That's a lot of money to be down. So I'm gonna play around with this lineup a little bit and see what I can do. And if I can, I'll get Kufos in. I just know that there's a couple centers. Hassan Whiteside playing Toronto. He did put up 51 against them the last time they played. He had to score 20 points and 16 rebounds. He has a. I just don't trust Whiteside. He's someone that I can take and just put Kufos there for the time being so I don't forget. But Kufos is in play. Um, Darren Collison is in play. He had a good night tonight. He kept throwing lobs up to Carly Stein. But out of the 2 point guard, I prefer to go Lawson. I think Lawson against Denver is in play. It's a very good play. Lawson will get a good amount of minutes. Today he got you. He didn't really play that much today. I think it's 19 minutes. And he put up 8 plus 9 is what, 17, and 4 is 21. He needs 30 to make value, but he is a point per minute player. He even did it today. Most nights, I'm expecting him to get minutes around the 30s, but I think because it's a back to back, they kind of gave him 20s and ran Collison out more. And tomorrow, in 2 games, he played 30 minutes against Denver. He's had 30 points fantasy, and that's the 6 times that we want. 4.9 for Ty Lawson is okay. It's just that I won't take out Walker for him. Um, Rubio is on fire, man. I think I'll get 40s out of Rubio. And that's my guard. So I don't have the room for Lawson, but I like Lawson, and I won't be mad if you like him too. Buddy Hill had a good game today. I would never roster Buddy Hill, not this season. Maybe after he goes through some training in the summer, he looks more like an NBA player, but he looks a little lost out there, man. I'm all right. Tyreek Evans will play against Denver. I wouldn't really rush to play Tyreek Evans, even if he does play 30 minutes, and that's because well, it's not the worst play. Denver's a team that, yeah, I'll take that back. Tyree Evans is in play. He'll run the point guard. He'll score. He'll dish. He'll rebound a little bit for you. In the last 10, he's averaging 30, which is just about 6 times value for his 5.4 tag. And we know he has no upside, right? He had 1 game where he put up 39 against San Antonio, but then other than that, the highest score for him was 26. So, yeah, I knew it was the reason I didn't want to play him, and that's it. No upside. He showed one fake game where he got lucky. His shots probably was falling, but to rely on it on a night-to-night basis is a setup. Carly Stein for 5K is too much. He had a good game today, but his prior 2 games was 15 and 19, and then before that 36. So I don't want to have to guess. Is it Carly Stein night? Plus, he just had a good night, a very good night last night. So he's due for a couple bad ones before he has another good one. On the Denver side of the ball, I think we did that. Yep. So that's the slate. I'm gonna try to make the best lineup that I can from what I have here. People that I consider locked in are LeBron James, Nurkic. I don't want to move. Matt Barnes is some good value. Snell's good value. I'm gonna have to move one of these big guys. If I take out 4, 5, 6, 7, so 47 for a guard. Let's see if there's a guard around the 47 mark that I'm comfortable playing. Nope. So if I have to take out one of these big shot guys tomorrow, it'll probably be DeMarcus Cousins, which I know is gonna terrorize this team. I don't want to budge with that. I think Kemba Walker has to go, man. Um, Only because these guys they can get me 60s. You know what I mean? Kemba Walker's pretty much set it out into the 40s, if that, and we know that he has tendencies. He's hot right now, but then before he became hot, he went down into the 20s. He's coming on a back to back. Today I played him. The game turned out to a blowout. He didn't get minutes. So Kemba Walker, I would say, is not my favorite player. I'm gonna move Ricky Rubio up into the point guard. Still got some playing around to do because there's no guards that I really like, and I like all these plays here. Um, I don't love Tony Snell. I don't love him. I like him. I don't love him. His price is just so. Who are Golden State have listed as shooting guards? Just eating clock. I'm not into that. Snell is just steady. He won't make you lose, and he fill up a shooting guard position that I have a hard time filling up. Um, Tony Allen is in a good spot tomorrow. Um, he's just been struggling, man. We know that Tony Allen can give you 26, 31, 31, 27. I'm going to put Tony Allen. I think similar to Corey Joseph, rather than Conley. I think Tony Allen will be the one that take advantage of that matchup tomorrow. And he's pretty safe. For 4K, I need 20, mid 20s, 25, 26. And the last 10 games, he did that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50% of the time. So I'm pretty sure tomorrow when news hit and more value appears to me, Tony Allen wouldn't be there. But for right now, this lineup that I'm looking at with you guys will win in the tournament untouched, regardless of injuries, unless one of these guys don't play. You know what I mean? This is a very Ricky Rubio, Snell, LeBron, Cousins, Kufos, Tony Allen, Matt Barnes, Nurkic. Love it. Very solid. Very solid. A lot of upside, high floors. Not a lineup you could do bad on, all right? I'm gonna check out. I'm tired. I had a long day. Um, you guys should be hearing from me tomorrow afternoon. All right. I'm gonna answer some questions on YouTube before I go to bed, and then I'm out. All right.